Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. I am Bobby Ayadike. Making the headlines, Bitcoin futures ETF imminent. Bitcoin is again at $60,000 after several months of ups and downs. The question on everybody's mind is, could the United States Security Exchange Commission's ETF approval be driving the price of this first choice cryptocurrency? Stellar MoneyGram partnership. USDC becomes MoneyGram's latest remittance currency as the company continues to expand its crypto offerings. Is XLM the new XRP? El Salvador Bitcoin saga continues. After introducing a subsidy for gas paid with Bitcoin, the Salvadorian government takes profits to build an animal hospital. And finally, stablecoins and CBDCs. The latest Tether FUD could spell trouble as central banks and the Bank for International Settlements explore what a retail CBDC might look like. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain is brought to you by OKEX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Now, over the next 20 minutes, we'll be looking at the topic NFTs and METAVERSE, the path to true digital ownership of art. Now, to give a brief download, crypto has had a history of boom and bust cycles, and it's very possible NFTs or non-fungible tokens will have their own ups and downs. Now, most discussions about NFTs begin by introducing the idea of fungibility, which is defined as the ability to replace or be replaced by another identical item. NFTs are gradually evolving, and their utility will increase as digital experiences are built around them, such as marketplaces, social networks, showcases, games, and virtual worlds, or in a much broader sense, the metaverse. Now, the metaverse is a combination of the prefix meta, which means beyond, and universe. So, in a basic sense, the metaverse is a world beyond the universe. Now, in the metaverse, virtual lands, avatars, and even buildings can be bought and sold. This is most often done using cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Now, in these virtual environments, people can move around freely with their friends, attend events, and buy goods and services, basically doing the same exact things they can do in the real world. And this is all made possible by the blockchain technology. Let us go on a short break. When we return, we'll take a much deeper look at the topic at hand. Stay with us.
What does cryptocurrency actually mean? Who created Bitcoin? And how secure is the blockchain technology? Well, thanks to the innovative technology of the blockchain, which was created by Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto, what couldn't be done before suddenly became quite easy for everyone to do. And to show how revolutionary the blockchain technology is,
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Welcome back. You're watching Inside Blockchain, live on Crypto TV Plus. We're still looking at the topic NFTs and the metaverse, the path to true digital ownership of art. As I'm joined live in the studio by the founder of Cryptomasterclass, Tola Fadugbagbe. Cryptomasterclass, an online platform that empowers individuals with crypto and financial education to be financially free and self-sufficient. And joining me virtually is Mamadou Toure, the founder and CEO of Ubuntu Capital Group. Now, Ubuntu Capital Group strives to provide an expansive range of banking services to a multitude of diverse corporations, financial institutions, investment funds, and governmental projects. Yeah, first of all, before we dive right in, I want you to give us a brief explanation into the services you provide at Ubuntu Capital Group, because I believe the viewers out there want to, the Nigerian audience, so to speak, would like to understand exactly what Ubuntu stands for. So briefly, can you just help us with that?
Yes, so first of all, Ubuntu is this African word that you find in many African regions, particularly in Southern Africa. It means I am because we are. But you also find it in Rwanda, where they say Ubuntu, in Swahili, where they say Utu, or in Lingala, in DRC, where they say Abatu. And ultimately, the very essence of Ubuntu means humanity. And when we say I am because we are, we say I am human as part of interdependence with all the human beings here. So that's really the acknowledgement of what makes us human. So we chose this name, of course, as an African name, also where Africa is the source of humanity. And at the time where things are very challenging globally, we called also to look at what really makes us human, to overcome those crises and challenges, whether it is COVID or other topics. So we started Ubuntu Capital 5 years ago, mostly as an investment and advisory arm. But our main activity now is mostly on the fintech side, which is Ubuntu Tribe. And Ubuntu Tribe is a company focused on tokenizing gold. So our main objective is to democratize access to gold. So we source gold from key African countries and also in Latin America. We of course refine it and fractionalize it through the blockchain technology to make it accessible to people in Africa from as low as 5 cents, which is, of course, a major change and opportunity for people to not only have access to savings, but also it could become a very powerful medium of exchange and give people access to the global economy. When you know that if the Naira may not be accepted everywhere, gold is accepted everywhere. So that's really the whole essence of our journey when we started this venture Ubuntu Tribe. And when you know that Africa has 46% of the global gold deposit, and that gold has gained 500% over the past 20 years, an average of 10% over the past 10 years, we made it a stable coin, but also an opportunity for people to have hard value digitized certificate, digital gold certificate, where the gold is stored in different locations in the world and it's audited on the blockchain, etc. So that's really the real essence, where we want to create wealth and equal access to opportunities across the continent, and of course Nigeria in particular, where people have equal access to opportunities regardless to wealth at birth or place of birth. So and gold is a perfect vehicle because it has always had value across human history, regardless of geographies or locations. So that's very much the rationale behind our decision.
Now, Tola, you're welcome to the program, and I must say it is an immense honor to have you here with us in the studio.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let's just dive right into it. Now, what would you say are the main factors or points impacting Bitcoin's current movement?
The fact remains that Bitcoin has established itself as a currency that would rule the financial world. If not for anything, but for the fact that it is very accessible, it is cannot be censored. It goes beyond government ban and all that. So as you can see, we now have countries looking into Bitcoin as a legal tender. Thanks to El Salvador for taking a giant step towards that. And we've seen in the news, Brazil is also trying to do something similar. Same thing with Paraguay. So I think that true financial system, talking about true decentralized financial system that we all envisage, is here. And thanks to Bitcoin for leading the way.
Fantastic, fantastic stuff. So, Tola, now NFTs have been getting huge attention recently. Now, what do you think has been the drivers of this massive adoption?
It is money. The fact remains that anywhere money goes, the world is always interested. They want to know why so much money is being committed into a particular system or business. Just take, for instance, when Bitcoin started many years ago, the world was not paying attention. I have a friend I met online from America. She said she attended a seminar years back in the US, and after the seminar, they were giving them free Bitcoin. But guess what? She refused, because in her own mind, there is no way this
Could have any
thing
value.
called Bitcoin, something not tangible, she can't touch it, she can't feel it, she can't smell it. How come it will make her rich? She didn't collect the Bitcoin. But guess what? Because so much money is now involved in Bitcoin, people are now talking about it. Unlike 2 years ago in Nigeria, if you go on the streets and you keep asking people, do they know about Bitcoin? Maybe up to 90% will tell you no, they don't know about Bitcoin. But this day, if you go there, you carry out,
Survey.
a survey, maybe up to 30-40% will tell you they know about Bitcoin. They probably have seen it on their TV, in magazines, live shows and all that. They will tell you they know about Bitcoin. Now, we are talking about NFTs. NFTs are not actually something new. They have been existing since time immemorial. But right now, they are becoming, NFTs are just artworks that are digitally inclined. And there is no way we can conclude that they will go away. Even though, as it stands right now, I am not a big fan of NFTs. I see NFTs as what ICO was in 2017. But I believe that NFTs would be redefined in such a way that the world will start to create a digital museum just to store NFTs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic stuff. So, Mamadou, over to you. Now, for the uninitiated or those who do not seem to know, what do you understand by the concept of metaverse in crypto?
So basically, the concept of metaverse is a very interesting concept in the sense that when you look at where the world is going, you having a whole different experience where you have, your digital self basically immersed into virtual reality, 3D virtual realities, and have particular experience, whether it's gaming, whether it's searching. When you look also with the wearables today, you can basically be fully immersed in a reality, different time and place, and jump from one time, one place to another, just in a virtual world. And this is really the direction that the world is taking now. Very soon, you'll see that internet and searching the way we know it will become irrelevant, probably by the end of this decade. So Facebook, for instance, is launching, launched their smart glasses with Ray-Ban as a wearables. You have different types of experience that are offered to people in a whole virtual world. When you think of Fortnite, for instance, where Marshmallow Virtual Concert help you teleport or travel in time and space by while staying in your sofa. It's particular particularly exciting in terms of creativity and creating a world of your own, or be part of a world that is the fruit of your creation. It's some kind of a very interesting projection into the matrix or other things along those lines.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, the same question over to you, Tola. What do you understand by the concept of metaverse in crypto?
Yeah, I'm a fan of virtual reality. Metaverse has to do with characters that are digitalized, and you can actually buy, sell them, play with them. I'm also a fan of art, to be sincere. Growing up, I was a great artist. I could draw very well until, something came up. Our parents, they are more of,
they didn't really encourage that.
I know how to draw very well and play football very well. But that was taken away from me. I won't blame my parents. I will blame ignorance. But that's by the way. Now, talking about metaverse, I'm someone that plays game every day. I see it as a way to exercise my brain. I play chess a lot, and I play FIFA a lot. I have been wondering why FIFA as a company, PlayStation, as a company, is yet to get into metaverse. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase is just an exchange. Right now, they are going into NFTs. But I'm still wondering, even TikTok as a social media platform are going into NFTs. And I wonder why PlayStation are yet to go into metaverse, because that is what they know, and they have been doing very well for many years. For someone like me, if you offer me a token that is inclined in the area of NFT, or the one inclined in the area of GameFi, I will go for the GameFi. As it stands now, I've made so much money from GameFi tokens than I've not even made $1 from NFTs. Because to me, NFTs are still work in progress. There are so many work to be done. But for metaverse, which can also link with GameFi, there is no way that we want to bury this. Just take for instance, PS5 is out. Almost an average youth out there has PS5. If no one has PS5, they are either playing it in a shop or on their mobile phone. They are playing games. Yes. So I believe that aside the fun of playing virtual reality games,
yes,
there is so much money to be made. Now, just take for instance, in the area of finance, in those days, the only way money can be made is when the bankers are involved. They want to help you send money. They want to help you receive money. They are collecting all the commissions. Bitcoin came, the game changed. Now miners are collecting the commissions. And not just that, you as a trader, you are making money on the ledger, on the blockchain ledger. With metaverse, you and I can also be making money, because as it stands now, the money is probably going to PS5, maybe from the retailers to wholesalers, then to the company producing these games. But when they consider, metaverse, it means that I could just call you over the phone, Bobby, let's play a game. We may not even take anything. Just same way, if you have a portion of, let's say, USDT and Ether, you could just say, okay, you want to provide liquidity for a particular pool, and you earn income daily. So you could say, okay, because I have the game at home, you have yours at home, we could play. Because we are spending time playing game, we could be earning doing so. Exactly. And if we want to take it a bit further, by staking, we could also earn money doing that. And doing so means that I earn money as a customer, you earn money as a customer, PS5 as a company, PlayStation as a company also earn money. So personally,
for me, I'm waiting for when Metaverse will come major. To be sincere, I look for a day when PlayStation will announce something like this. I can't wait because I know that I have what it takes to make so much money and to teach people to make so much money because I am a game person.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. It seems you're a big fan of PlayStation. I just hope they're watching right now. So Mamadou, you've been named one of the top 10 most influential men in Africa by Forbes magazine in 2014. Now, what are your thoughts on NFT digital ownership?
I think let's look at NFT for what it stands, right? I think it brings 5 major advantages. One, it's the ability for digital assets to work as an art and as an asset, right? So it means that any creative from a digital point of view, programming, software, art, suddenly has a huge place to play in the art space. That's a game changer, meaning that our coders at home or our artists can now play with something and really create value from their creativity. That's one major plus. The second one is that it allows a quicker and cheaper authentication process for a particular art piece thanks to the blockchain, and that's a major plus, right? And and another one that is highly critical is the principle of perpetual royalties. When you think of an NFT, generally, the biggest chunk of the value is not done when you buy the art piece from the artist. It's actually done when the buyer and the new owner of that piece wait a couple of years or a couple of months and then sell it at a much higher price to the next guy who sells it at a much higher price to the next guy. But now, thanks to the blockchain, you can program your percentage of royalty anytime your digital asset changes hands. And suddenly it's a huge plus, especially when you come from Africa and that you don't necessarily have the network or the access to make sure that your piece of art, whenever it changes hands and whenever it grows in value, pays you. But you can also think of it as concert tickets, right? So if you have a Davido, for instance, doing a concert, most of the time you have a lot of those tickets that you can buy at the black market at a much higher price. But if you NFT those tickets, anytime it changes hands, then the actual artists or promoters, etc., keep on having the benefits of those tickets. That's a major plus. So we really need to look at it from a much bigger angle. If you think also of an important element like diamonds. Diamonds is an NFT, if you will, right? For instance, the miner extracts a beautiful piece of diamond. It might be rough, and then it gets processed. It gets polished, and then it's going to change hands. But the one who spent maybe days or years looking for that piece of diamond, once it leaves his hand, is no longer benefiting from anything. So even in our mining industry, for precious stones, we have a huge role to play if we NFT those actual assets and make sure that whenever it changes hands, the actual person who found them or the miners who've been, sweating and suffering down there to find those stones continue to be rewarded. And that's also a major game changer in the industry, right? So if you think the last one is the ability to duplicate a piece of art, right? So you can do some photos in limited series, right? Or a painting in limited series. But with the NFT, then you can, classify them and replicate from a digital point of view. So that's a major game changer.
Oh,
When you think, bring this digital art now into the metaverse. What does the metaverse really represent today, right? So think of Fortnite, for instance. Fortnite, it's today 300 million players that spend per year 3.6 billion hours playing on Fortnite, right? And what is crazy is that in the world today, you have 2.5 billion gamers who are online every day. So what does it really represent when you know that Minecraft has 480 million players? So you can have your NFT, your piece of digital art, actually inserted in that metaverse, right? And also get revenue out of it. What is also important is that industry is growing so fast that you enter into this whole digital world where all your creation from that digital point of view becomes a major source of revenue. So I think our people in Africa really need to wake up to these new realities and to where the world is going, because programming, creating now will be an opportunity to also generate revenues versus just speculating with Bitcoin or by the Ubuntu gold tokens, for instance, right? So, and there's no more intermediaries or barriers. So you can really create a major opportunity for yourself, your families, your communities, etc. And then you'll say, okay, look, not many people in Africa have laptops or consoles. Did you know that 45% of gaming is done on mobile, right? 30% on console, yes, and 25% on laptops. And with people in Africa having, I think the coverage on smartphones by the next couple of years will be close to 70%. It's a huge opportunity. But for it to really be a success, you have three factors, right? I would say actually four. The demand, right? So there's a huge demand, like I mentioned, just with the gaming industry that is actually driving this. The software, right? Now you have, Unity engine that Facebook is using, and Unreal Engine where the creators of Fortnite set up. But and that's also ready. The softwares are available, and there are more and more creators of software that are coming into play. A company like Epic Games was valued at $17 billion, which is not insignificant, right? So I think that's a major plus for us. Now, when it comes to hardware, I mentioned the Facebook smart glasses that are coming. You'll have some potential immersive realities on the walls, etc. But there is one particular element that people forget, is another thing, which is the connectivity. So of course we have 5G networks that are spreading, and that would be 100 times faster than 4G. But we may not necessarily need to go to 5G in all places. I mean, with mesh network, you can get some very good results too. But more importantly is the computing power. In order to make the metaverse work, the computing power is going to be essential. Now, you need to understand that what makes internet at the end of the day? It's four things: computing capacity, software, the applications, computing capacity, storage, the software and the apps in it, and the connectivity. Now, the 80% of internet is owned by 20 companies worldwide. One. Second, the 400 largest data center that basically most of the internet, on which most of the internet runs, are actually located mostly in North America, Europe, and China. So Africa is lagging behind there. Right?
Yeah,
so,
can I cut in there?
Sure, go ahead.
So let us go on a short break. When we return, we will take a more closer look at the topic. Stay with us.
My name is Toure Kaka. I'm the founder of InCrypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKX partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKX since 2018. My experience of using OKX has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKX. OKX is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take, for example, the trading volume. OKX trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good, because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKX to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKX is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Welcome back. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. As I'm joined live in the studio by the founder of Cryptomasterclass, Tola Fadugbagbe. Cryptomasterclass is an online platform that empowers individuals with crypto and financial education to be financially free and self-sufficient. And also joining me virtually is Mamadou Toure, the CEO and founder of Ubuntu Capital Group. Ubuntu Capital Group strives to provide an expansive range of banking services to a multitude of diverse corporations, financial institutions, investment funds, and governmental projects. Now, Mamadou, let's start off with you. Now, seeing the huge amount NFTs are getting bought for. Now, a lot of people are talking about NFTs being a tool for money laundering. Can you care to comment on that?
You know, the reality is very simple, right? If you look at the statistics, actually the actual part of money laundering on the blockchain is less than 3%. And people fail to understand that what blockchain really brings is full traceability. So it makes it much harder to play or to launder money on the blockchain than it is when you do it with cash, right? So there's this old perception that was, promoted at the beginning of Bitcoin, where people refer to darknet money laundering. This is no longer true because Bitcoin has gone mainstream, and the blockchain really allows that traceability. And you have services that actually do forensic on blockchain that can trace any transaction. So I think those who actually claim that maybe didn't do a strong due diligence and analysis on it. It's actually easier because you can't play the chain. So I would argue that it's not really the case. And art in general, of course, has its perceptions and its flaws as an industry, but on the contrary, I think what blockchain really does, it brings an increased traceability into this industry, because you can see whom has owned a particular piece at any given time and how many times it's changed hands.
There's a
and
record.
For what price.
Exactly. Now, Tola, you are a pioneer in the Nigerian and by extension African blockchain space. Over time, your name, everybody knows you, and your work speaks for you. Now, how would you describe the level of NFT adoption amongst the Nigerian blockchain experts and enthusiasts? How would you describe the level of adoption that we have so far in Nigeria?
Yeah, we are doing very well in that area, and that is because we have been leading the trading and peer-to-peer volume. If you look at the NFTs, we now have people like MI, like Banky W, interested in NFTs because the youths are doing well. I mean, you see an average Nigerian that can create very fine art, but probably they are unable to sell. But they cannot do that on OpenSea and sell for huge money. So I think apart from this, we can also, I mean, the artists, the content creators on these NFT platforms can also make money and also help to expand the awareness.
Oh, fantastic stuff. So, Mamadou, the same question over to you. So, how would you see in the amount NFTs are getting bought for? A lot of people are talking about it being a tool for money laundering. So, what can you say about that? And also, considering the hype around it, what's the future of NFTs or the metaverse? Do you think it will be a passing phrase, or do you think it's something that will stand the test of time?
So the NFT is a huge opportunity for Africa, right? And it's very important to understand the power of this technology. Why? Because it allows to tokenize non-fungible asset. And what is a non-fungible asset? It's an asset that you can't really get in double, like a could be a piece of diamond. Of course, people use mostly NFT for art, but it could also be applicable to real estate, etc. So it's a huge opportunity for the African continent when you know how powerful the Black culture has been around the world, right? If you see today, for instance, in the music industry, more than 90% of the music listened to around the world has African roots. But you can't really claim that African music, except Nigerian music, who's really going global, has benefited from those African roots in a certain way. So the art piece is really unique. And when you look also, today the art market is very rigged, is very Western central, mostly led by art dealers. So if you don't happen to be in those close circles, you can be the most brilliant artist in a village and your art will not sell for much. Now with NFT, it's really the democratization of access to your digital or physical art by bringing blockchain technology and digital access to your art by creating also a very unique token that that has a digital representation of what you do. So the same way as I see blockchain as an extremely unique opportunity for Africa, NFT, which is one of the derivatives of blockchain, can really bring African culture to the forefront without having to be victim or to be dictated by particular middlemen or dealers, etc. In addition to that, when you think of it, Africa has close to 1.3 billion people. So it's a market on its own. And when you see the case of music or a lot of our talented artists who don't have access, now have a chance to have access, but can also get the population to participate and contribute and purchase their art, and then also go globally by disintermediating the industry and making it available on the blockchain as a non-fungible token. And that's a major revolution that will really create a level playing field. And I see that when you see the immense capability of creativity on the African continent, it's a huge opportunity, knowing that the future will really reward creativity even more than intelligence, because AI is replacing a lot of the functions that are linked to linear logic. So I really see that as a chance for the continent and something that we should really consider very seriously. If you think of Beeple, for instance, right? If you think of Beeple, who I think the guy sold his digital art
$69 million.
Yeah, $65 million. Do you know that before
69,
NFT,
69.
the highest price he ever sold his NFT was $100? Now imagine our people back home who also can benefit for this digital access, right? They would sell amazing photos, they would sell amazing photos or paintings for almost peanuts. But having access to NFTs create a level playing field, because you also can have your own market for people to effectively participate. And as you know, the reality of NFT is that the value is generally determined by a small group of influencers, experts, etc. for an art piece. But then you can create your own group and you can have your own community, or you can cross-fertilize communities to create and build your own value. And that's really a game changer.
So before we let you go, fantastic stuff, by the way, fantastic statistical analysis. Before we let you go, is there a possibility of Ubuntu Capital Group or Ubuntu Tribe? Is there a possibility, for the company to venture into NFTs or the metaverse anytime soon? Do you see that happening?
Well, yes, we've started actually. We're preparing for that. So we're working with some partners, Crickflix, for instance, who just launched a whole NFT ecosystem platform for the cricket industry that has, I think cricket is the second largest watch sport in the world, close to 2 billion people watching it. And they've designed a whole NFT ecosystem. So We're looking at working with them for other sports industries like football, also basketball, and other places like that. We also have a few other partners for art where we can really want to give opportunity to African artists to benefit and to log on those platforms. And we believe in strong collaboration. You know, Ubuntu is about collaboration and versus competition. So we look at
humanity as well.
partners. You also have my tokenized capital that is doing some good things in there, and we're probably going to look at some form of ecosystem to give those chances to NFT players or creators in Africa in particular. Now, what is also important is this whole metaverse will only be possible if Africa has a computing capacity. So I remember not long ago, a few months back or last year, actually Fortnite crashed. I'm sure whomever plays Fortnite, I don't play Fortnite, my son does, and it was like a calamity at home. The reason why the computing capacity could not sustain. So what we really believe is a form of decentralized computing and storage system. So we're working with some key partners like Threefold to bring those kind of opportunities to Africa, because at the end of the day, which is, I was finishing the point of my conversation earlier, is if we allow the continent to decentralize computing and storage capacity, then our role into the metaverse will become highly valuable. You also have other companies that we're working on that will be able to tap into the computing capacity on people's mobile phone, meaning that our citizens will then, from their mobile phone, laptop, or console, be able to generate revenues from the computing capacity that will be tapped into to power the metaverse. And Threefold, for instance, is providing boxes that could be made available on distribution for people to farm and store data and compute, so that the whole metaverse can actually benefit, and the 1.3 billion of Africans can now also have an additional source of revenue. And those are the game changers we're working on for the next 5 to 10 years, so that we can prepare the continent to become a relevant players and not just the followers, and also benefit from all the value creation that actually results from the metaverse or from the NFT. We need to look at it from a systemic point of view. And what's the value creation? Like I said, computing, storage, software, and connectivity. The creation is ecosystem, creativity, and network, and community. So what a lot of artists have expressed, they're very interested in our gold token to be remunerated for their art. Why? Because it's an exchange of real value. You buy my art and you pay me in a gold-backed token that appreciates the same way as the art that I sold you appreciates. So that's a new model that we're looking into, and that has generated a lot of interest. So watch this space.
Fantastic stuff. Finally, over to you, Tola, before we let you go. Now, considering the hype around NFTs, what do you think is the future of NFTs or metaverse? Do you think it's a passing phrase? Because you did mention earlier that you're not a big fan of NFTs. So do you think it's a passing phrase, or do you think it's something that will stand the test of time?
All right. As it stands now, to me, NFTs are still too much. There are so much noise. But the fact remains that it will be redefined. Let me tell you a short story. In 2017, there was so much noise around Bitcoin, and people began to doubt if Bitcoin, Ether, and viable cryptocurrencies are still worth investing upon. They were throwing money into Bitcoin because of the huge ROI, the hype around it. But Bitcoin is dead. But guess what? Bitcoin left something that the cryptocurrency world has adopted, and that is lending. Now, that lending has been redefined into staking, into liquidity provision, which is very common in all exchanges. Let me say in most exchanges all over the world. So with NFTs right now, to me, they are still noise. But a time will come whereby it will be redefined. And maybe by that time I could, change my mind towards it. But as it stands now, I'm not a fan of NFTs. Why should I buy a a visual art for so much money if I can screenshot.
But you know, the value actually comes from the ownership, which
know.
is what we're talking about.
I know. The same thing goes when you go out a fine artwork, you could download and you call Chukwuemeka on the street. Go and be a neighbor. Let me put this into a big frame. You hang it in there.
Yeah, but that exclusive right of ownership still does not belong to you.
But you can still sell that. Now, Lekki Expressway, those guys selling those fine
artworks, yes.
Are they the owner of? Are they the
not
right
at all?
owner?
Not at
so
all.
who is arresting them? Have they committed any crime? The answer is no. So they should, but for Bitcoin, they can't hijack. There's no one that can hijack your Bitcoin from you, because that one is based on true ownership. Except anyone is putting a gun on your head, they can't hijack your Bitcoin. Even if they're seeing it virtually, they can't take it. If they take screenshot, it doesn't belong to them.
Okay, but let's understand something here. Okay. NFTs actually stands for non-fungible tokens. Now, fungibility is something that can be replaced or duplicated. Yeah. So now, if you're saying for NFTs that someone can just take a screenshot, you taking a screenshot does not necessarily mean that you can. If you sell it, you might have actually infringed on a legal injunction. So it's still exclusive ownership with NFTs.
And I am telling you, for someone that bought an NFT, probably they want to print a 20 by 20 frame at home. I don't know. But if that's the case, it means that someone in Kaduna, Musa Ahmed, could take a screenshot and print the same thing.
But he still doesn't own it.
But that doesn't make it a crime.
You know, when you talk about that doesn't make it a crime, every owner of an NFT reserves an exclusive right. There's an encrypted ownership on that art form. So if you use it without permission or without prior information, although nobody's arresting anybody for that.
Let me ask you a question, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Would you buy an NFT for 100 Ether?
If there's a massive amount of value on it, because the value comes from demand and supply, then definitely I will.
Then if you buy it, what is the utility like? Like, why is it usable? Why do you buy it for that amount?
It's basically based on the would I use the word, the aesthetic placed on it, the value placed on it. So if I buy it, that value that is placed on it, I can actually resell it. Or I can actually reserve that right of ownership. Someone like Beeple, he created 5,000, the Beeple art that sold $69 million. Now, if the guy that bought it, one Indian Bitcoin investor, so if he chooses to resell, the value keeps going up. So it's just when you compare it to the conventional forms of art like the Mona Lisa and the rest of them, those ones too, the painter reserves the exclusive ownership. So now when you talk about NFTs, it's digital ownership.
All right. Now, do you know that someone could go to a platform like OpenSea, take a screenshot, make several copies in hundreds, stand on Lekki Expressway and start selling?
But nobody has done that yet.
Anyway, of course, even no one has done that, we are seeing them selling artworks there. So you never can tell. They might have downloaded all those tiger pictures from Google. But they can't do the same thing with Bitcoin. You can't go to Bitcoin Blockchain Explorer, take screenshot and say, guy, I have Bitcoin for sale. You can't even send it out. So what I'm trying to say is that a time would come whereby NFTs will be redefined. I made mention of BitConnect and lending programs back then. Now, that has been redefined in such a way that we now see it as legitimate business. Personally, I earn from that idea every day. But guess what? That platform that started that idea is dead. Gone forever. So
I understand. Fantastic stuff. Okay, it's been a wonderful moment with you, Mr. Tola. So in conclusion, now the niche, the NFT, the metaverse niche is still young, and so it might be beneficial for you out there to keep an eye on these innovations, as it can be beneficial in the long run. Thank you so much, Mamadou, for joining us on the show. Thank you, Tola, for joining us as well. And that will be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter at CryptoTV+ to get daily info on our programs. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, CryptoTV+, for more amazing content. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain Show is brought to you by OKX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Thank you for staying with us. I am Bobby Ayadike. Till next time.
This program is brought to you by OKX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.